She's giving you green lights. 14 signs she wants you to make a move, psychology tricks. When the right person smiles at you, the whole world feels like it's leaning in. Have you ever found yourself stuck in that quiet storm of uncertainty, trying to figure out whether a woman actually wants you to take the next step? Maybe you met someone who jolted your heartbeat like a sudden spark in a dark room. The chemistry felt real, almost impossible to ignore. Yet, here you are, days later, wondering if you imagined it. Here's the thing most men don't realize. When a woman is hoping you'll make a move, she rarely spells it out. Instead, she lets her interest slip through the cracks in her behavior. How she looks at you, how she carries herself around you, how often she finds reasons to talk, touch, linger, or simply be near you. Her signals are subtle, but very real if you know what to watch for. But hesitation can drain the moment dry. Wait too long, and the spark that once buzzed between you can fade into the background. Opportunities don't stay open forever, and nothing stings quite like thinking, I should have acted when I had the chance. That's why today we're breaking things down with clarity and confidence. These are 15 clear signs she's inviting you to make a move. If even a handful of these match what you're seeing, the green lights are glowing bright. Welcome to Stoicism. We are here to help you understand attraction, human behavior, and the deeper motives people rarely say out loud. Settle in, hit subscribe, and let's decode the signals that could change your love life for good. 1. She comes to you when you're alone. When a woman drifts toward you only when you're standing alone, don't brush it off as some wandering accident of fate, because it isn't. Be alert. That is a deliberate choice wrapped in quiet courage. She could stay with her friends, hide in the noise, or pretend not to notice you, but instead she approaches you in those private pockets of space where the world blurs and it's just the two of you. In female psychology, that's a sign that she wants your attention without the audience, without the pressure, without the shadows of other men watching. You must understand this isn't just about casual small talk. It's about her creating a controlled moment where she can study you, tease the tension, and see if you'll take the hint. Women rarely announce their interest directly. Instead, they use psychology tricks and subtle signals that sit right between confidence and risk. Coming to you when you're alone is her version of unlocking a door and then stepping back to see if you'll cross the threshold. Don't ignore the contrast. She seeks you out when the crowd is gone, not when it's watching. That difference matters. Be aware of how she behaves once she's there. If she lingers a little too long, if her fingers toy with her hair like she's brushing away invisible static, if her smile softens at the corners, she isn't just being polite. She's inviting you into a conversation that's half spoken and half silent. This is where psychology tricks and female psychology dance together, creating a push-pull rhythm meant to test your confidence. Don't wait for a neon sign. She already made the bold move by walking toward you. Your job is to read her energy carefully but with confidence. That is the moment where she's quietly asking, do you understand how to fall in love? Not in a dramatic way, but in the simple, human way where two people test the gravity between them. If she keeps finding excuses to stand near you, if she shifts her weight in your direction, if her eyes flick toward your lips for half a second, don't pretend you imagined it. Be the man who notices. Be the man who responds. You must not shrink back or overthink every detail. Instead, step into the opening she already created. Women reveal interest in softer brushstrokes than men expect, but when she chooses privacy over performance, that is her saying, your move, with all the warmth and tension packed into 3 unspoken words. In that moment, psychology tricks meet reality, female psychology meets opportunity, and the map of how to fall in love begins with something as simple as her choosing you when no one else is around. 2. She texts you late at night. Night carries its own kind of truth. When the world goes quiet and the noise fades, people stop pretending. They stop performing. They reveal what they actually feel. That is why a late-night text is never just a text. So pay attention. If a woman reaches out at 11 p.m., midnight, or even 2 a.m., and she isn't tossing you some lazy hey, but launching into a real conversation, you must recognize what is happening. She is choosing you when her guard is down. She is thinking about you when her mind has no reason to wander anywhere else. Don't underestimate that. Nighttime is the hour of honesty. People reflect. People imagine. People drift toward whatever warms their thoughts or stirs their pulse. If you're getting those late night messages on the regular, it isn't routine. It isn't boredom. It isn't a coincidence. Her curiosity is becoming interest, and her interest is becoming desire. This is how women signal comfort, trust, and soft vulnerability without saying the words out loud. A woman who reaches out in the dark isn't casually checking in. She's leaning toward you. She's opening a window. She's giving you the kind of green light that glows brighter each time you respond with confidence, warmth, and steady masculine energy. Don't overthink it. Be aware. A high-value man doesn't ignore patterns like these. A high-value man reads them and responds with intention. When you're trying to attract women, understanding these small signals matters far more than flashy lines or forced charm. Late-night texting is her quiet way of saying, "I trust you with my time. I trust you with my attention. And maybe, if you keep showing up like this, I might trust you with my heart." That is your cue. You must not drift into passivity. You must not treat it like nothing. You must match her openness with your own steady presence. Because when a woman lights up your phone at midnight, she's revealing something real. And a man grounded in his masculine energy knows exactly what that means. 3. She's already told her friends about you. When she tells her friends about you before you even take her out, treat it as a bright, deliberate signal. She is opening the gates. She is inviting you in. She is emotionally invested long before you make the first reservation. She will slip it into conversation like a tossed pebble, but you must hear the thunder behind it. My friend asked what you do for work. I told my best friend something funny, you said. These are not accidents. These are early declarations. Women do not talk about men who carry no weight in their hearts. They do not mention men they do not value. They do not introduce names that mean nothing. When your name circles inside her inner world, understand the shift. Her friends already know you exist. Some may have even searched for you online. She is testing the idea of you in her life, letting your presence echo inside her circle, trying on the sentence, "I'm seeing him," to feel how it fits. That is a green light. That is an invitation. That is momentum. You must step into it with an iron mind, guided by Old Stoic wisdom that whispers, accept what is offered, and act with clarity. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and right now her thoughts are colored with you." Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. In modern life, distraction is everywhere. People swipe past each other like shadows. When someone talks about you to their closest people, they are resisting that chaos. They are choosing focus. They are choosing you. Let that matter. Let that fuel decisive movement. You must respond with purpose, because Stoicism win becomes real only when intention becomes action. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." This moment is your opportunity. Be prepared. Don't retreat into fear. Don't wait for a perfect sign. You already have it. Her words are the sign. Her circle hearing your name is the sign. The repetition is the sign. In a world full of mixed signals, this one is clean, strong, unmistakable. Let's honor it with confidence. Let's honor it with clarity. Build an iron mind that sees what is in front of you instead of what you fear. Step forward. Reach out. Ask her out. Take the lead with respect and steadiness. You are not guessing. You are not imagining. You are reading the reality she is giving you. Old Stoic wisdom teaches that a man wins by mastering himself before mastering any moment. So master the hesitation. Master the doubt. Then move. That is how you claim victory in life and in love. That is how Stoicism win becomes a lived experience. If this opened your eyes, hit like, drop a comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And make sure to subscribe for more insight that sharpens your confidence. Comment to remember, I attract people who value me. 4. She flirts back, naturally and often. When a woman flirts back with you naturally and often, don't ignore it, don't overthink it, and don't pretend it's random static in the air. Be aware. That is one of the clearest psychology tricks women use without even realizing they're using them, and you must pay attention because female psychology loves to speak in signals instead of speeches. A woman simply will not flirt back with a man she doesn't find appealing. She won't bother with playful teasing if she feels nothing. She won't mirror your tone unless she feels a spark. She won't let her fingers drift to her neck or let that soft smirk bloom unless something in her wants you a little closer. So if you tease her and she volleys it right back with that warm, almost musical rhythm, understand what's happening. That's chemistry pacing circles around you both. That's tension politely knocking on the door. That's curiosity pulling up a chair and whispering, "Well, are you going to do something about this or not?" Flirting is never just words. It's an exchange of energy, a small storm of glances and half grins, a gentle tug of war where nobody wants to win too fast. And if she stays in the game with you, if she keeps showing up with that same spark, she's quietly confirming that you've crossed her attraction threshold. Don't run from that. Don't freeze. Be the man who actually understands how to fall in love and how to lead the moment with confidence instead of clumsy urgency. That is the time to escalate just a little, not with big fireworks, but with subtle moves that speak louder. Lower your voice so she has to lean in. Hold eye contact for half a beat longer than usual. Compliment her vibe, her presence, her warmth. Instead of defaulting to the generic, "You look nice tonight," you must understand that female psychology responds to emotional texture more than surface level noise. Use that. Respect it. Enjoy it. And let your own presence tell her you're not a boy guessing at signals. You're a man who recognizes them. These small shifts, these simple psychology tricks woven into natural conversation, are exactly how to fall in love in real time without forcing a thing. So when she flirts back, don't miss the green light glowing right in front of you. Step into it with intention, with charm, and with a quiet boldness that tells her you see the connection too. 5. She acts warm around you. Warmth is not a small clue. It is one of the oldest signals in human history. Long before people knew how to flirt, warmth was the quiet fire that revealed interest. When a woman feels drawn to you, her whole presence shifts. It is almost like her body remembers something her mind has not said out loud yet. Be alert to this. Be steady. Be the high-value man who pays attention. Her energy softens. That is the first sign. She is not tense around you. She is not guarded. She is not acting like she needs to protect herself. Instead, her eyes rest on you with a calm glow. Her shoulders drop. Her breathing slows. Her face relaxes. She lets herself simply be there with you. Her voice changes too. It becomes gentler, warmer, smoother at the edges. When a woman raises her tone with you, it usually means she is bracing herself. When she softens her tone, she is opening the door. This shift is primal. You cannot force it. You must notice it. She leans in, not always in some dramatic movie way. Sometimes it is a small tilt of the head. Sometimes it is her knees pointing toward you. Sometimes she steps closer so she can hear you better even though she already heard you just fine. Leaning in is her body's way of saying, "I feel good near you." This is how women reveal they feel your masculine energy and are not afraid of it. She laughs easily. Not because you suddenly turned into a stand-up comic, but because she feels light around you. When a woman feels comfortable, her laughter flows without friction. She is not calculating. She is not performing. She lets the moment move her. That is real interest. Her whole presence feels open. Be careful with this one. Do not confuse politeness with openness. A polite woman gives you courtesy. An open woman gives you access. She lets you see her eyes for longer than needed. She shares small personal things. She listens when you talk instead of waiting to reply. She welcomes your presence instead of tolerating it. Now look at the contrast. When women are not interested, the air gets cold. You feel it fast. Short replies. Body turned away. Eyes drifting to her phone. You talk and she fades. That is the chill of someone who does not feel drawn to you. Do not chase that. A high-value man does not melt himself for cold hands. If she responds to you with real enthusiasm, you must respect what that means. She feels safe. She feels curious. She feels pulled in by your masculine energy. She may not say it out loud, but her warmth is speaking for her. That is the green light. That is the invitation. That is your moment to stand tall, stay grounded, and let your presence attract women without force. Warmth is not an accident. Notice it, honor it, respond to it like the man you are becoming. 6. She initiates contact. She initiates contact because she wants you to see what she's already decided, and you must understand that nothing in this world is random when a woman presses send first. A simple, "Hey, how's your day?" or a meme that lands in your inbox is a flare fired into the night, a signal meant for you alone, and as Marcus Aurelius taught through Old Stoic wisdom, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, which means her actions are not accidents, they are choices, and you must treat them as such. When she reaches out, she is revealing interest, opening the door, inviting movement, and you cannot ignore it because in modern life, where everyone is distracted and buried in notifications, a woman choosing to reach for you is giving up her most valuable currency, attention. That is your cue, that is your green light, and you must step forward with an iron mind because hesitation kills momentum, hesitation kills attraction. Hesitation kills opportunity. These little interactions are not little at all. They are breadcrumbs, and breadcrumbs are the map, the path, the trail she wants you to follow. And if you pretend not to see them, you send the silent message that you are blind to signals or unsure of yourself, and a man who wants to master his world cannot afford that. As Seneca said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and this is your preparation meeting opportunity. This is Stoicism when in real time. This is where you prove that you read the signs life puts before you. Don't delay, don't freeze, don't talk yourself out of what is obvious. Let her initiation remind you that confidence grows when you act, not when you wait. Let it remind you that men who lead do not stumble over doubt. Let it remind you that when she chooses to speak first, she is tired of waiting for you to notice her interest, and modern dating gives no rewards to the man who sits back hoping clarity will fall into his lap. You must respond with intention, with directness, and with presence, because presence is power. Follow the breadcrumbs, follow the energy, follow the signal she has already sent. Let your actions reflect the calm strength taught. In Old Stoic wisdom, let your decisiveness reveal an iron mind trained for victory, and let your boldness be the answer she has been waiting for. Master this moment, master yourself, and you master the connection. If she's initiating, she's not being random. She's leaving a trail and hoping you'll finally walk it. Don't keep drifting on the sidelines while she does all the subtle heavy lifting. Comment this so you claim it for yourself. I follow the signs, and I move with confidence. 7. She fixes her hair or clothes when you come near. When a woman suddenly becomes a quiet whirlwind of micro-adjustments the moment you step into her orbit, pay attention, because that is one of those psychology tricks that hides in plain sight. Don't brush it off as simple vanity. Be aware of what's really happening beneath the surface. When she straightens her posture like she's lining up for a snapshot, smooths her hair as if a breeze dared to touch it, tugs her outfit into place, or steals a quick glance at her reflection, she isn't performing. She's revealing. These tiny, almost secretive motions are her body's way of whispering that you matter, that your presence hits a little harder than she intended. You must understand that female psychology often shows interest not through loud declarations, but through soft, instinctive signals that slip out before the brain can tame them. That is the sweet paradox of attraction. It makes people bold and shy at the same time. This is not a woman trying to win the global beauty pageant. This is a woman trying to look good for one specific man, and she hopes you notice without her having to tell you. Don't miss the contrast. She may appear calm on the outside, but inside she's doing quiet cartwheels, wondering if she looks just right while praying she doesn't seem too obvious. Be smart enough to read the clues and confident enough to respond. In these moments, psychology tricks, female psychology, and the riddle of how to fall in love all dance together like a coded message meant only for you. Her grooming gestures are attraction flickering through cracks she can't cover, a tiny rehearsal of intimacy she hasn't voiced yet. You must treat these cues with respect, not arrogance. Don't ignore the softness behind them. Be the man who sees her effort, who feels the shift in the air when she instinctively prepares herself just because you walked in. When she brushes a strand of hair behind her ear for the third time, when she straightens her shoulders like she's meeting destiny instead of you, understand that this is her saying, I care what you think. That is your green light glowing. And if you learn to read psychology tricks with patience, understand female psychology with empathy, and grasp the subtle art of how to fall in love with clarity rather than confusion, you'll find that her small gestures speak a language far louder than words. 8. Her body language opens up toward you. Body language doesn't lie. People do. Words do. Excuses do. But the body speaks in a dialect older than fire and sharper than instinct. You must learn to read it if you want to understand when a woman is giving you quiet green lights. When she's into you, her body opens like a door left on purpose. This openness is subtle, gentle, honest, relaxed arms, not limp, not careless, just soft, as if she's telling her nervous system he feels safe. Shoulders facing you, not at the room, not toward the exit, toward you. That is the body's way of saying, I'm choosing this moment. Legs uncrossed. This matters more than men think. Crossing creates barriers. Uncrossing tells you she's lowering the drawbridge. Eyes finding yours. Not hunting, not scanning, not avoiding. Just drifting toward your gaze again and again, like gravity remembering its job. A woman doesn't keep looking at a man she doesn't want to notice. Now look at the opposite, because you must be honest with yourself. When a woman isn't interested, the body closes like winter shutters. Crossed arms. A shield. A wall. A quiet don't. Feet pointing away. The feet tell the truth even when the face smiles. Watch them closely. Stiff posture. No softness, no leaning in, no curiosity rising between you. Her body is holding the line. You must understand the contrast. Open bodies invite. Closed bodies protect. Be the man who observes both without ignoring reality. And here is the subtle magic. If she mirrors your movements, she is literally syncing with your presence. You lift your glass, she lifts hers. You lean in, she shifts closer. You relax, she relaxes. Human beings mirror those they feel connected to. Women mirror men they feel drawn toward, men whose masculine energy feels steady and grounded. So pay attention, not with paranoia, with calm, quiet awareness. That is what a high-value man does. He listens to the unspoken. He notices patterns. He reads the room, the rhythm, and the woman in front of him. Don't chase signals that aren't there. Don't pretend a closed body is secretly begging for attention. Be disciplined. Be present. Be truthful with yourself. When a woman opens her body toward you, she's handing you a green light with no words attached. Use that moment wisely. Stand tall in your masculine energy, breathe, and guide the interaction forward with confidence. Women feel attraction through safety, clarity, and presence. Offer those things, and you will naturally attract women without forcing anything at all. 9. She holds deep, lingering eye contact. When a woman locks onto you with deep, lingering eye contact, she is sending a signal as clear as a lighthouse beam, and you must read it with the precision of Old Stoic wisdom, because this is not random, not accidental, not polite habit, but deliberate emotional exposure that says, step forward. Long eye contact is a psychological doorway. Science calls it oxytocin, the bonding hormone, but you should think of it as a green light that glows brighter each second she holds your gaze. A 3 to 4 second look, a shy shift away, then a return to you again is one of the strongest signs of attraction you will ever see, and you must not ignore it, because ignoring it is how opportunities collapse. As Emerson said, the world belongs to the energetic, and that truth applies here. Energy meets energy, presence meets presence, confidence meets confidence. When she looks at you like that, she is silently saying, I see who you are. I want you to see who I am, and in a modern world full of distractions, screens, and noise, her eyes cutting through the chaos are a gift. Don't look away. Don't shrink. Don't pretend you didn't notice. Match her energy. Hold the gaze. Let a calm smile rise like a quiet victory. This is where Stoicism win becomes real, when you control yourself, not her, when you master your reaction, not the moment, when your iron mind stands firm while lesser men fumble. You must understand that attraction is communicated more in seconds than in speeches, more in presence than in technique, and more in courage than in charm. Let her see that you are steady, that you are grounded, that you live by old Stoic wisdom rather than modern hesitation. Let the tension build, not as pressure, but as power. She is opening the door. You must walk through it. That is your task. That is your chance. You are not guessing. You are not hoping. You are reading the signal, respecting the signal, and responding to the signal. As Seneca wrote, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and this is one of those rare moments where preparation means being a man who knows his worth and opportunity arrives disguised as a woman's unbroken gaze. So let your iron mind steady your pulse. Let Stoicism win over doubt, and step into the moment with confidence, dignity, and the quiet certainty that you are built for this. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 10. She smiles a lot around you. When a woman smiles at you in that easy, sun through the window way, don't brush it off as casual politeness. Be alert, because that glow in her eyes is her nervous system sending out tiny flares of pleasure, and that is female psychology in action. The kind of signal you must not overlook if you've been trying to learn psychology tricks or figure out how to fall in love without stumbling around in the dark. Don't assume it's accidental when she brightens the moment you walk into the room, or when her laugh lands quicker and warmer than it does with anyone else. That is emotional investment hiding in plain sight, subtle but steady. The kind of consistency people simply do not fake. Be aware of how her face softens, how her cheeks lift, how her whole mood pivots toward you like a compass needle hitting true north, because every real smile she gives you is a quiet hint, a gentle tug, a whispered yes tucked inside a harmless expression. And understanding that truth is part of decoding female psychology and mastering the everyday psychology tricks that make human connection feel less like guesswork and more like clarity. Don't get lost in overthinking. Be bold enough to see the contrast between a polite smile that flickers and dies and a genuine one that stays lit long enough to warm the air around her. Because that is the kind of signal men miss when they assume attraction has to be loud to be real. You must treat those smiles like breadcrumbs leading you somewhere promising, not like random sparks in the dark. Be steady, be observant, and let the pattern speak for itself. If she looks at you, smiles, looks away, then loops back again with that same bright expression, don't pretend it means nothing. That is attraction making a soft entrance. Every authentic smile she sends your way is a tiny act of courage on her part, a small reveal of interest, a sweet hint that she may already be thinking about how to fall in love with you, or at least wondering what it would feel like if you made the next move. Don't dismiss that. Don't ignore the way her joy seems to rise one notch higher around you than around anyone else. Be the man who reads the room and responds with confidence rather than hesitation. You must understand that consistent warmth is the pulse of female psychology, and if she keeps offering it, she's not just being nice. She's giving you green lights. 11. She invites you to run errands with her. This one looks tiny from the outside, a pebble, but pick it up and you'll notice it has the weight of something far more personal. When she asks, "Want to come grocery shopping?" or "I need to fill my gas tank. Want to ride along?" Don't mistake it for a chore request. Don't brush it off as casual boredom. That is not what's happening. She is giving you a small window into her daily rhythm, the quiet heartbeat of her life. And a woman does not open that door for just anyone. Not if she respects her peace. Not if she's guarding her heart. A high-value man understands this. He doesn't ignore the small invitations disguised as nothing. He knows the small things are the real things. He knows this is where connection hides, quietly in plain sight. When she says, "Come with me," she is really saying, "Let me see how you fit into my world. Let me feel your presence next to me when nothing dramatic is happening. Let me test how our energies blend when life is simple." This is comfort-seeking behavior. This is trust in its softest form. This is interest without fireworks, but with a slow-burning flame. Be aware. Be present. Be the kind of man who recognizes subtlety instead of stumbling past it. A woman doesn't invite a man she feels nothing for to walk beside her between the cereal aisle and the checkout line. She doesn't ask a random guy to sit in her passenger seat while her car hums under the glow of gas station lights. She does this because she wants your company woven into her ordinary moments. She wants to see your masculine energy in everyday motion, not just when you're trying to impress her. She wants to experience the real you, the unplugged you, the version that shows up without armor. Don't underestimate this signal. You must pay attention to it. If you want to attract women in a deeper, more genuine way, notice how they try to fold you into their routines. That is often where affection begins. That is where closeness builds without a word. That is where a high-value man earns trust through presence, not performance. So when she asks you to tag along on an errand, don't overthink it. Don't treat it as an inconvenience. Treat it as what it really is, a green light. A quiet invitation. A chance to let your masculine energy sit beside hers while the world stays simple and unhurried. And that, surprisingly, is where many great stories start. 12. She makes physical contact. She makes physical contact because she is giving you a green light, and you must understand that instantly, decisively, and without hesitation, because touch is never random, never accidental, never meaningless, and as the Old Stoic wisdom teaches, the mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting Marcus Aurelius, which means you must stop doubting and start seeing clearly when she reaches for your arm, your shoulder, or brushes against you in a way that lingers. Longer than courtesy, she is crossing the invisible wall between strangers and potential lovers, and you must recognize that moment as a sign of desire, a sign of trust, a sign of permission. In modern life, where we bury signals under screens, schedules, and endless noise, physical touch becomes a bold announcement, a flare in the dark, a direct message without words, and you cannot ignore it, you cannot overthink it, you cannot fall into hesitation because hesitation kills momentum. Hesitation ruins connection. Hesitation breaks the spark you have earned. Instead, let's apply Stoicism when thinking to cut through doubt and read the truth in front of you, because fortune favors the bold, Virgil. And boldness here means noticing her leaning closer when she laughs, her hand resting just a second longer on your forearm, her playful tap, her curious tug at your sleeve, because these are not accidents, these are invitations. These are psychological green lights meant to test. Whether you carry an iron mind or a wavering one, do not retreat. Do not apologize for her interest. Do not pretend you didn't feel the spark, because that is how opportunities die, and you are not here to let opportunity die. You are here to rise, to act, to claim the victory in front of you, and victory in this moment is simple. Match her energy with calm confidence, steady presence, and respectful assertiveness, because you must show her that you understand her signal and that you know how to lead without forcing, without chasing, without begging. Use this moment to step forward in a controlled, powerful way, guided by Old Stoic wisdom that teaches mastery over fear, clarity over confusion, action over doubt. Remember that modern life rewards men who can read subtle cues, men who stay grounded, men who build an iron mind through purpose and awareness, because in a world full of noise, clarity becomes strength. So when she touches you, read it, trust it, respond with confidence, because that is the path, that is the invitation, that is the moment you must seize if you want to live with intention, win with stoicism, win discipline, and master the connection right in front of you. If this opened your eyes, hit like, drop a comment, and share it with someone who needs the hint. Subscribe for more insight that sharpens your instincts. Comment to remember, a lingering touch is never an accident. 13. She suggests hanging out or initiates a date. That alone should ring like a quiet bell in your mind, because women rarely toss out invitations unless they've already run the numbers in their heads and decided you're worth the emotional investment. When she says things like, "we should grab a drink," or "you haven't tried that restaurant," let's go, she's not just tossing random plans into the air. She's opening the emotional drawbridge with a gentle, strategic move rooted in female psychology. Almost like she's signaling, without fireworks or a marching band, that she feels safe enough to step closer. Don't overthink it. Don't doubt it. Don't pretend it's casual when it's clearly a breadcrumb in the story of how to fall in love. Be alert. Be steady. Be smart enough to recognize that this is one of those quiet psychology tricks women use, not to manipulate, but to test whether you're capable of showing up with presence and backbone. That is the moment when you must respond with calm confidence, because hesitation can feel like rejection, and fumbling the energy makes her think she misread the entire vibe. A woman who initiates plans is trying to shorten the distance between you. She's signaling interest while still giving you the space to lead. So don't freeze. Don't act surprised. Don't downplay it like you're negotiating a boring calendar meeting. A woman using invitation as a green light is playing on a subtle blend of instinct and intention. It's female psychology operating like a lighthouse beam, letting you know the coast is clear. See these seemingly simple invitations as quiet sparks in the blueprint of how to fall in love, where she's checking if you can match her energy without wobbling. You must treat these signals with the seriousness of a man who understands psychology tricks not as games, but as translations of her comfort, her curiosity, and her willingness to let you in. Respond with a tone that says you expected this, you're ready for this, and you appreciate her boldness. Say yes smoothly. Set a day. Choose a time. Show that her initiative lands on steady ground. Because when a woman extends an outing, she's revealing a small but meaningful truth. She wants proximity. She wants familiarity. She wants to see you in the real world rather than just in conversation. And that is your cue to step up with clarity, intention, and a steady pulse. 14. She gets nervous around you. Even the most confident woman can turn into a delightful bundle of static electricity when a man she likes walks into the room. And if you're paying attention, you'll see the signs flickering like neon arrows pointing straight at you. She might stumble over her words. She might twist her hair like it's a radio dial she's trying to tune. She might drop something that wasn't even slippery. She might laugh a little too hard at a joke you barely finished. That is attraction shaking her system. Think of it like this. Her heart is trying to sprint while her brain is still tying its shoelaces. When a woman feels drawn to a man's masculine energy, she gets tiny glitches, and those glitches are pure gold if you know how to read them. Don't mistake her nervousness for disinterest. Don't assume she's clumsy by nature. Be wiser than that. A high-value man learns to see the difference between fear and excitement, between uncertainty and desire. You must remember, nervousness is what happens when her feelings move faster than her logic. Picture this. She's usually composed, calm, collected. But around you, she turns into a live wire. Why? Because you attract women without even trying, and her body is reacting before her mind can catch up. Now here's the important part. If you ease her nerves with steady presence, she'll connect that calm to you. That is how attraction deepens. That is how trust begins. Be her anchor, not her storm. Be grounded. Be patient. Be the kind of man who doesn't gloat when he notices her blush, but quietly appreciates it. Don't tease her in a way that makes her shut down. Don't lean into her nervousness like it's a trick to exploit. Be the man who guides her back to comfort with a slow smile, a relaxed tone, and unhurried confidence. Because when you study the moment, she feels safe. And when she feels safe, she can follow her curiosity instead of fighting her anxiety. That's when she lets the real sign show. The soft looks, the playful touches, the tiny invitations you can only notice if you're not too busy trying to impress her. A truly high-value man doesn't chase validation. He creates presence. He radiates masculine energy that tells her, I see you. No rush. And that calm is exactly what helps her lean in, not pull away. So pay attention to the nervous laughs, the little fumbles, the fluttery moments when she tries too hard to act normal. They're not flaws. They're signals. Signals that she's interested. Signals that she's hoping you notice. Signals that tell you she wants you to make a move but doesn't want to say it out loud. Learn to read those tremors. Learn to respond with steadiness. You must become the calm in her chaos. Do that, and you won't just attract women. You'll attract the right woman who's already trying to hold herself together around you. Thanks for watching all the way through. When you notice these signs, trust what you're seeing. Don't let your mind complicate something that's actually simple. Real confidence shows up in calm, steady action. If she's giving you these signals, she's already chosen you. The next step is yours. Move forward with respect, clarity, and honesty. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about which signs stood out to you. It really helps the channel grow and lets me bring you more solid content. See you in the next video. Stay confident, stay grounded, and make your move. Here are 7 things women only do if they like you. Psychology tricks. True love is not about perfection. It's about seeing an imperfect person perfectly. When it comes to understanding attraction, men often miss the small, yet powerful signs that a woman is genuinely interested. It's not about grand declarations or bold moves. Instead, it's often the little things that speak volumes, and most guys don't even notice. Here's the truth. Women rarely express their feelings directly. You won't hear her say, "I like you," right out of the gate. Instead, she'll show you through subtle, indirect actions, a form of communication often overlooked. The unfortunate reality? Many men miss these signals completely, either by overthinking or by assuming that a woman's kindness is just friendly behavior, not something deeper. However, once you learn what to look for, you'll find that understanding attraction becomes much easier. The key is recognizing these small gestures that speak louder than words. Women, in fact, are instinctively wired to test the waters of interest without putting themselves at risk of rejection. This type of indirect communication allows them to gauge how confident and self-assured you are without the fear of being vulnerable. This is a psychological tactic, and it's all about how you respond to her subtle cues. It's not about your flashy words or gestures. It's about being emotionally steady and observant enough to notice how she's acting when she's around you. Men who naturally attract women are typically the ones who don't react impulsively. They stay calm, grounded, and alert to what's happening around them. In today's dating world, many men are misled into thinking that attraction is only visible through bold, overt actions like compliments or direct advances. But in reality, the signs of genuine interest are often much smaller and quieter. A woman who likes you won't always announce it, but her body language, energy, and the way she prioritizes you in her life will speak for her. So, let's dive into the subtle signs that women display when they like you. These are not the cliché gestures you see all over social media, but real, psychological signals that reveal when her emotions are truly involved. By the end of this, you'll have a better understanding of how to distinguish between genuine interest and casual politeness. If you've ever wondered whether a woman's actions are motivated by real attraction or just being nice, this guide will give you the clarity you need. 1. She finds subtle reasons to be around you. When a woman genuinely likes you, her actions will speak louder than her words, and often, she won't make it obvious, at least not at first. One of the first signs you'll notice is how she manages to find subtle, almost random reasons to be around you. Now, don't mistake this for desperation or some sort of chase. It's not about being overbearing. It's about curiosity and a natural emotional pull. She's instinctively drawn to you, wanting to be near enough to feel your energy, observe how you interact with others, and understand your character on a deeper level. Think about it. Women are intuitive, more in tune with body language, tone, and the little details than most men realize. So when she keeps showing up near you, whether it's walking by your desk, sitting close to you at a gathering, or lingering in a conversation longer than necessary, it's rarely just a coincidence. This is a subtle, quiet form of interest, signaling her curiosity without needing to verbalize it outright. The psychology tricks behind this behavior are more profound than you may think. The simple act of proximity is a powerful psychological tool. Studies have shown that the more we're exposed to someone, the stronger our emotional response to them becomes. We grow attached without even realizing it. This is something women understand on a subconscious level. By being near you, she's not just observing, she's subconsciously building a connection, creating a space where familiarity can grow. And here's the secret: it's all happening without her needing to directly pursue you. She's drawn in, but she's giving you the chance to take the lead, to show your own interest and make the first move if you're comfortable. She's interested, but she's not rushing. She's playing it cool, allowing things to unfold naturally. Now, here's the key takeaway that separates confident men from the rest. When you notice this subtle attention, you don't react by being needy or desperate for validation. Don't start chasing her, don't act overly excited, and most importantly, don't lose your composure. You must remain grounded, acknowledging her presence with confidence, but not falling into the trap of constantly seeking her approval. You see, women are attracted to men who are self-assured, calm, and composed. If you stay cool and collected, her attraction to you grows. But if she senses any desperation or anxiety in your approach, her curiosity will start to fade. Confidence is incredibly magnetic, and that's what keeps her interested. Imagine you're at a social event, and out of nowhere, she always seems to end up near you. Maybe she comments on something you said, laughs at your jokes, or joins a group conversation just when you're part of it. This isn't coincidence. She's creating opportunities to interact with you, but she's not forcing it. She's leaving you the space to take control, to lead the interaction. It's a quiet invitation, a sign that she's interested and waiting for you to make the next move. And this, my friend, is where the psychology of female attraction really kicks in. If you pick up on it and stay relaxed, you'll notice how the dynamic shifts. She's giving you the chance to take the lead, to show her that you're the kind of man who can keep his cool and handle the situation with confidence. This subtle dance of proximity is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways women use body language to express interest without saying a word. Women often don't want to appear too eager or forward, and so they rely on psychology tricks to test the waters, to see how you'll respond. If you're calm, composed, and let the connection build naturally, it's only a matter of time before the attraction grows stronger. So, take a deep breath, stay grounded, and don't jump the gun. The more you show that you're in control of yourself, the more she'll be drawn to you. You see, when it comes to how to fall in love, it's often the quiet, subtle moments like this, the way she positions herself near you, that lay the foundation for something much deeper. 2. She mirrors your energy and behavior. When a woman likes you, she doesn't always say it out loud. In fact, many of her feelings are communicated through subtle, almost imperceptible signals. One of the most powerful, yet underrated, signs that she is emotionally invested is when she starts to mirror your energy and behavior. It's a psychological trick that works on an unconscious level, and it's all about connection. This isn't something she plans, it's instinctive. The power of behavioral mirroring. Mirroring happens when a woman's body language, tone, and actions begin to align with yours. This is not some calculated attempt to win you over. It's her subconscious telling her that she feels safe, understood, and emotionally in sync with you. This is behavioral mirroring, and it's one of the strongest indicators of attraction and emotional connection. Now, here's the catch. You don't have to do anything special for it to happen. It's an automatic process, triggered by the emotional bond she feels toward you. If you're calm, confident, and composed in how you speak and carry yourself, she'll naturally start adopting that same energy. It's like a dance, a rhythm that both of you fall into without even trying. For example, if you lean in while talking to her, she may subconsciously mirror your posture. If you speak slowly and deliberately, her speech might slow down to match yours. She's not trying to copy you. Instead, she's aligning herself with your energy. This harmony is a sign that she feels a connection, a bond that goes deeper than words. Why does this happen? The reason behind this phenomenon lies in our biology. Humans have something called mirror neurons, which are responsible for helping us connect with others emotionally. These neurons fire when we perform an action and when we see someone else perform the same action. So, when she mirrors your body language, it's a sign that her brain is literally responding to your energy, signaling that she's tuned into you on a deeper level. This mirroring could be subtle at first. Maybe she starts texting you at the same time you do, or laughing at the same jokes you find funny. When she picks up on your habits and expressions, even ones you think are unique to you, it's not a coincidence. It's emotional rapport in motion. She's syncing with your vibe, and that's a huge indicator of interest. Don't mess it up. Now, here's where a lot of guys mess up. They try too hard to adjust their behavior to impress her. They change their tone, humor, or attitude based on how they think she's feeling. They react to her moods instead of maintaining their own energy. When a man does this, he loses his center. The attraction begins to fade. Remember, attraction works best when she mirrors your energy, not the other way around. You must stay grounded in your masculine energy. The key here is to be a high-value man, calm, composed, and confident. Women are drawn to this. They want a man who stands firm in his energy, who isn't easily swayed by external circumstances. You must own your energy and allow her to fall in line with it. What to do when you notice it? When you notice that she's mirroring your behavior, don't make it awkward. Don't point it out. It's not about patting yourself on the back or feeling like you're winning her over. Just let it be. Keep doing you. Continue being authentic, confident, and self-assured. The more you stay true to your masculine energy, the more she'll naturally align with it. Don't use this as an ego boost. Instead, see it as confirmation that she's genuinely interested in you. She feels emotionally connected to you, and her subconscious is responding to the bond you're building together. The more you stay grounded in your own energy, the stronger that connection becomes. Be the center of your own energy. When you're a high-value man, you know how to stand in your power. You don't need to chase validation. You don't need to change yourself to fit her needs. Be the man who commands respect, not by force, but by being consistent in who you are. This is what attracts women. It's your masculine energy, your self-assurance, and your ability to maintain your frame, no matter what, that makes you irresistible. So, the next time you notice a woman mirroring your energy, don't panic. Don't overthink it. Just continue being the man you are. Let her naturally sync with your rhythm. That's when the connection will truly deepen, and that's when you'll see attraction unfold before your eyes. In the end, it's all about staying grounded. You must be the anchor in the storm, and she will naturally fall in line with your energy. So remember, don't lose your center. Let her mirror you, but stay true to yourself. This is how you build real, lasting attraction. If you found this insightful, make sure to comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit from this knowledge. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable insights. Comment to remember, she notices the little things because I am emotionally valuable. This statement ties in with the idea of emotional investment and being aware of how someone pays attention to the small details when they truly like you. Drop this in the comments to interact and remind yourself of the value you bring to others. 3. She pays attention to the details most men miss. When a woman likes you, she doesn't just hear your words. She absorbs every detail, every nuance, the small things that others miss. She'll recall what you said weeks ago, pick up on subtle shifts in your tone, or notice changes in your appearance. These aren't mere coincidences or some form of mystical intuition. This is rooted in psychology. When someone becomes emotionally invested, their mind sharpens, constantly scanning for cues related to that person. It's like your presence becomes a beacon for her brain, which subconsciously tracks everything you say and do. This deep, quiet attentiveness is how she subtly communicates that you matter to her. Whether it's remembering your favorite snack, recounting a story you shared about your family, or noticing when you're slightly off in mood, these moments speak volumes. She's not just hearing you, she's invested in you. This attention is her way of showing emotional depth without needing to spell it out. You might hear her casually mention, "You said you were tired last week. Did you manage to get some rest?" Or, "You're still wearing that cologne I love." Those aren't just throwaway comments. They're signals of genuine interest, curiosity, and emotional engagement. Her mind is telling her to stay connected, and this is how she does it. Now, here's where you come in. How you respond matters a lot. If you overreact, become overly excited, or start oversharing, you could ruin the delicate dynamic she's carefully cultivated. Instead, respond calmly, with quiet confidence. Show her you're not rattled by the attention, that you're used to being noticed. This composure signals emotional stability, something deeply attractive. When she realizes that your emotional responses can't be easily won over, it only deepens her respect and attraction for you. Remember, it's all about emotional investment, and the ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers us a powerful lesson here. As the Stoics taught, the key to mastering life is in controlling what we can control and not being overly reactive to external stimuli. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants, said Epictetus. This is your moment to show that your emotional state isn't easily swayed. You are the calm in the storm, the person who can maintain composure even when others would fall apart. This iron mind, a hallmark of Stoicism, makes you the kind of person who becomes more valuable with time. Don't over-explain or force a response. Just be still, steady, and grounded. That is the true mark of emotional strength. In today's world, the constant barrage of distractions makes it harder than ever to notice the small, meaningful details. But you must remember, if a woman is truly invested in you, she will notice the little things, the ones others overlook. This is not just a game, but a powerful psychological principle rooted in deep emotional engagement. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it, said Epicurus. If you can master this, if you can remain calm and poised while she invests emotionally, you win. And this, my friend, is the victory you are after. The Stoic mind doesn't seek validation. It simply operates from a place of power. Show her that your emotional response is a treasure that she must earn, not something given freely. When she feels that challenge, her attraction to you will grow deeper as she seeks to win your emotional approval. The Stoic path leads to a life of mastery, of balance, and of iron strength in every relationship you engage in. So, let's step up. Let's embrace that iron mind, and let's use that ancient wisdom to forge powerful, lasting connections. This is the essence of Stoicism, maintaining control of your emotions while allowing others to invest in you. The power is in your hands. Don't let it slip away. 4. She opens up and gets vulnerable. When a woman starts to open up and get vulnerable with you, it's one of the clearest signals that she genuinely likes you. You see, women are naturally protective of their emotions. They don't just let anyone in. Trust is a big deal, and until she feels safe with you, she will keep her emotional world under wraps. The moment she starts to let her guard down and share more than just casual conversations, whether it's about her past, her fears, insecurities, or even her family, it's not about seeking attention or pity. It's a sign that she trusts you enough to reveal her true self. She's letting you into a private space where only people she's deeply connected with are allowed to enter. This is where psychology tricks come into play. Female psychology, particularly, works in such a way that attraction and trust are deeply linked. When a woman is drawn to you, her brain releases oxytocin, also known as the bonding hormone. This powerful chemical encourages her to feel more connected to you emotionally and gives her the comfort to open up. It creates a sense of safety and security, allowing her to be more vulnerable, more real with you. So, when she starts confiding in you about her life, her challenges, and even her deepest fears, it's because her emotions are already attaching themselves to you on a deeper level. She doesn't do this with just anyone. Trust me, it's a big deal. When a woman shares these intimate parts of herself, it shows that she's beginning to see you not just as a potential partner, but as someone who can handle her complexity. That's a huge shift, and you need to recognize it. At this point, don't try to fix her problems. Don't rush to offer solutions or dive into problem-solving mode. Just listen. The key here is to be present, calm, and attentive. Simply being there, offering a listening ear, and not rushing to provide answers shows that you can handle the emotional side of the relationship without feeling overwhelmed or needing to fix everything. This is incredibly attractive to women. It speaks to emotional maturity and the ability to provide a stable, supportive presence. Women love men who don't shy away from emotional depth but can manage it with ease. Psychology tricks like this highlight the importance of patience. If you immediately rush to fix everything, you risk making her feel like her feelings aren't valid or that they're a problem that needs solving. Instead, when you listen carefully, it tells her that you value her emotional world and respect the vulnerability she's showing. That is a subtle but powerful way to show emotional intelligence and reliability, two traits that women highly value. You'll notice that as she continues to open up, her body language starts to reflect her emotional comfort. She'll laugh more freely around you, make more eye contact, and even sit closer, relaxing in your presence. These are not just random signs, they're a part of how she's opening up to you on a physical level as well. The walls are coming down. You may also notice her becoming more comfortable with silence when she's around you. She might sit in silence without feeling the need to fill the space with words. This is a good thing. It's her way of showing that she feels emotionally secure with you. Her vulnerability extends beyond words. It's reflected in her behavior and physical presence. So, when you see her becoming more relaxed and less guarded, take it as a huge compliment. It means she's emotionally investing in you and allowing the connection to develop naturally. This is one of the strongest signals that she's moving from simple attraction to something deeper. And this is where the magic happens, when both physical attraction and emotional trust come together. You must recognize that these are not just small, passing gestures. They're part of the larger picture of how to fall in love with someone. They show that she's not just playing games or being polite, she's allowing her true self to connect with your true self. That's a moment worth cherishing. In female psychology, when a woman lets her guard down like this, it's a sign that she's falling for you. But be careful, this doesn't happen with everyone. She's offering you a unique opportunity to step into her emotional world. If you're patient, present, and respectful, you're creating a bond that could grow into something truly special. You must understand that this isn't just about hearing her stories, it's about listening with intention and compassion. It's a sign that she's emotionally attaching herself to you, and you have the power to nurture that bond. So don't rush, don't be dismissive, and certainly don't take it for granted. When she opens up, you open up to the possibility of something real, deep, and lasting. The more you show that you can emotionally handle her world, the more attractive you'll become in her eyes. Emotional maturity, patience, and a calm presence are some of the most powerful traits you can embody. These traits are what make you stand out and create a bond that's hard to break. So remember, when a woman starts to open up, listen, appreciate it, and let the emotional connection unfold naturally. This is one of the psychology tricks that reveal a woman's true feelings, and it's one of the most profound ways to form a deep and lasting connection. 5. She playfully challenges you. When a woman truly likes you, she'll often test you in subtle, playful ways. It's not a challenge to your character, it's her way of testing your strength. It's not about disrespect, it's about gauging how solid you really are. This isn't just a random behavior, but a psychological trick that women use to assess the type of man they're dealing with. Imagine this. You're sitting with her, enjoying a conversation, when she suddenly throws out a sarcastic comment or teases you about something you said. It might feel like she's poking fun at you, but in reality, she's trying to figure out if you can handle her playful nature. It's her way of saying, "Can you keep up with me?" Don't take it personally. That's the first mistake most men make. They either overreact or become defensive, which kills the attraction. If you want to attract women, and I mean really attract them, you've got to realize that this playful challenge is part of the dance. Yes, it's a dance. A little back and forth. If you take the bait and get upset, you're losing, plain and simple. This is where your masculine energy comes into play. You must remain confident, calm, and unshaken. When she challenges you, it's a test of emotional control, not of your intelligence or strength. If you can stay relaxed and respond with a playful or witty remark instead of defensiveness, you'll immediately see a change in her demeanor. This calm response signals emotional maturity, and let's be honest, that's incredibly magnetic. What happens next is pure attraction. When you maintain your cool under pressure, it shows that you're not easily rattled. It demonstrates that you're not just any guy, but a high-value man who knows his worth. And women can spot that from a mile away. You have to understand that attraction isn't just about what you say or do. It's about how you make her feel. By responding to her challenges with grace, you're telling her, I'm not just another guy who gets thrown off balance. I'm a man who's secure in who I am, and I can handle whatever you throw my way. It's the emotional tension, the subtle push and pull, that creates the spark. Too much tension, and it becomes uncomfortable. Too little, and it feels flat. But when you find that perfect balance, where you can confidently handle her teasing and challenges, you open the door to deeper attraction. This kind of playful exchange fosters the emotional connection she's looking for. So here's what you must do. Don't overthink it. Don't try to win the challenge. It's not about winning or losing. It's about showing that you're emotionally mature enough to handle the ups and downs that come with any relationship. The more you can stay cool and playful in these moments, the more you'll build attraction with her. Be the guy who stands strong in the face of challenges. Be the guy who knows how to take a playful jab without taking offense. When you do this, you're not just showing her your strength, but also your ability to engage with her on a deeper level. A high-value man knows that it's not the challenges themselves that matter, it's how you handle them. So, next time she playfully challenges you, remember, don't react impulsively. Stay calm. Stay confident. And remember that this is your opportunity to shine. Because attraction isn't built on perfection, it's built on the strength of your emotional control. And that is so much more appealing than any perfect response or witty comeback you could possibly give. In the end, this playful dynamic is one of the most powerful psychological tricks women use to figure out if you're the kind of man they want to be around. So, keep your masculine energy at the forefront, show your emotional maturity, and watch how she gravitates toward you. She's not just looking for a man, she's looking for a high-value man who can handle whatever she throws at him. And that's exactly what you'll become if you stay calm, cool, and collected. If you've made it this far, you're on the path to understanding real attraction. Most men fail to recognize the power of playful challenges, but you're seeing it for what it truly is, a test of your confidence. Remember, emotional maturity is what draws her in. Comment below, I'm ready to handle whatever comes my way. 6. The hidden advantage, self-awareness. Self-awareness is one of the most potent, yet often overlooked, traits a man can possess. In a world full of noise and distractions, being truly self-aware means you've taken the time to understand who you are at your core. You know what you stand for, what your strengths are, and where your weaknesses lie. But the beauty of self-awareness is that it doesn't stop there, it radiates through everything you do. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, accepting both your successes and flaws with the same level of confidence. This kind of authenticity is magnetic, and women, in particular, can sense it from a mile away. Most men spend their lives trying to act confident, trying to project an image of success and control. But here's the catch. Women can spot inauthenticity instantly. They know when you're putting on a show, when your confidence is performative and not real. Women aren't looking for perfection, they're looking for authenticity. And that's where true confidence comes in. Real confidence isn't something you have to announce. It doesn't need validation from others. A truly confident man doesn't walk around seeking approval or applause because he's already sure of himself. Confidence isn't in the words you say, it's in the way you carry yourself, the way you show up in the world, and most importantly, the way you embrace your own truth. A man who is self-aware doesn't just put on a mask of confidence. He knows himself deeply, his strengths, his flaws, his desires, and his limitations. He doesn't let external validation shape his sense of worth. This is the foundation of an iron mind, a mindset rooted in Old Stoic wisdom. The Stoics taught that you can't control what happens outside of you, but you can control how you respond to it. This principle is central to self-awareness. It's not about how others see you, it's about how you see yourself and how you react to life's challenges. When you let go of the need for approval and focus on your own internal peace, you've mastered Stoicism, and that, in turn, creates unshakable confidence. This kind of self-awareness doesn't just show up in grand gestures. It's in the small moments that matter. For example, when you're wrong, you own it. You don't double down on your mistakes to protect your ego. Instead, you admit your faults with grace, because you understand that being right all the time isn't the goal. Growth is. When rejection comes your way, you don't crumble. You take it in stride, knowing that rejection is a part of life, not a reflection of your worth. You don't project your insecurities onto others because you understand that your value isn't tied to external circumstances. This rare combination of humility and strength is incredibly attractive to women. They can feel the stability and emotional maturity that comes from a man who is deeply self-aware. To truly win at life, to become the kind of man who attracts not just attention but respect, you must embrace the Stoic philosophy of focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest. This is the essence of the iron mind. When you stop chasing external validation and focus solely on developing your own internal strength, you'll find yourself more at peace with who you are. This is the secret to becoming a man who not only attracts women, but earns their respect and trust. The world may constantly try to push you to be something you're not, but when you embrace self-awareness and the Stoic mindset, you become unstoppable. As the great philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The man who embraces this wisdom, who practices self-awareness, and who leads with confidence rooted in an iron mind, is a man who has already won. You must understand that true victory in life comes not from the approval of others, but from mastering your own mind and actions. The woman who sees this in you won't just be attracted to you, she'll respect you deeply, and that respect is the foundation for a powerful, lasting connection. This is the power of self-awareness. 7. The quiet power, emotional control. Here's the unspoken truth that many men fail to realize. Women aren't just attracted to how you look, your bank balance, or your status. Sure, those things might catch her attention at first, but what truly holds her interest and keeps her coming back is how you make her feel. You see, women are driven by emotions far more than logic, and one of the most effective psychology tricks you can use is mastering emotional control. It's not about being detached or cold. It's about the ability to stay grounded, calm, and in control of your own emotions no matter the situation. When you can navigate chaos and stress without losing your cool, you become a magnetic force. You become a person who exudes a rare, quiet strength that is both calming and powerful. In the eyes of a woman, that kind of emotional steadiness is downright irresistible. Think about it. When everything around her is chaotic, when life is throwing curveballs her way, the man who can stay composed is the one she'll seek out. That's because emotional control signals something profound. It signals maturity, strength, and security. These are qualities that most women long for, especially when they're looking for a partner. It's not about being perfect or never experiencing emotions. It's about being able to regulate them. Emotional control is a psychology trick that allows you to respond to challenges with calm and confidence. In contrast, most men, especially when faced with pressure, tend to lose their cool, panic, or act impulsively. But when you stay composed, you stand out. You show her that you are different. When a woman sees you handle stressful situations with poise, she starts to feel safe and secure in your presence. That steadiness you bring to the table communicates dominance, but not the kind of dominance that's brash or controlling. No, it's a different type of power. It's the kind of power that comes from within, one that's based on inner peace, maturity, and emotional resilience. This kind of power doesn't need to shout or make a spectacle of itself. It simply exists. And in the context of female psychology, this quiet strength is deeply attractive. What's even more powerful is that emotional control doesn't just impact how women view you in the moment, it has lasting effects. When she sees you stay grounded and calm during tough times, it builds trust. Trust is one of the most essential foundations of any strong relationship. She'll start to believe that you can handle whatever comes your way as a team. And that's a key reason why women find men with emotional control so appealing. Women want a partner they can rely on, someone who won't fold under pressure, someone who can stay steady when everything around them is in flux. And when you demonstrate emotional control, you communicate that you are that person. But let's be clear, emotional control is not the same as being emotionless or distant. It's about balance. It's about knowing when to express your feelings, when to step back, and when to offer support. It's a skill that goes beyond simply holding your temper. It's about being in touch with your emotions while also having the wisdom and maturity to manage them in a way that benefits you and the people around you. Women aren't looking for a robot. They're looking for someone who can understand them, someone who won't let their emotions get the best of them, but someone who can also show vulnerability when needed. The key is emotional mastery, and that's where the magic happens. Now, this is where the concept of female psychology comes into play. Women, in general, are attracted to men who are not only emotionally intelligent, but also emotionally stable. They want someone who makes them feel understood and safe. The truth is, emotional control is the ultimate way to make a woman feel like she's in good hands. When you exhibit emotional maturity, you communicate to her that you have the ability to navigate life's challenges with grace. You show her that you can support her without losing yourself in the process. And that's exactly how to make her fall in love. If you want to learn how to fall in love with a woman, mastering emotional control is one of the most effective steps you can take. It's not just about impressing her in the moment, it's about building a lasting, meaningful connection that's rooted in mutual respect and trust. So, don't overlook the power of emotional control. It's a psychology trick that works every time. Be the steady, calm presence in her life, and you'll see just how attractive that can be. You'll not only attract her, you'll also earn her deep respect and admiration. And that's when things truly start to get real. All right, that wraps up our video today. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, when it comes to attraction, it's not always about the grand gestures or dramatic confessions. Women often show their feelings through small, meaningful actions. So instead of overthinking her words, pay attention to the way she behaves, the attention she gives, the effort she puts in, and the consistency of her actions. When you start noticing these signs, you'll see the truth about how she feels, and you might just find that what you've been looking for was right there all along. Stay mindful, keep observing, and trust what you see. You got this. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more relationship insights. Take care and see you in the next one. Girls do this when trying to seduce you with innocent acts. Psychology tricks. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Ever notice how the smallest, most harmless gestures can carry real charge? A light touch on the arm, a quick glance that lingers half a beat too long, a playful tease. On the surface, they're innocent, but they often serve a purpose to spark curiosity, lower your guard, and build attraction without saying a word. Today, we're decoding those subtle, sugar-sweet behaviors some girls use when they're interested. Because these cues hide in plain sight, they're easy to miss or to misread. Understanding the psychology behind them helps you tell the difference between friendly and flirty and respond with confidence and respect. In short, we'll look at why innocent acts work, micro rewards for your brain, what they tend to signal, comfort, interest, or testing your vibe, and how to read the moment without overreacting. If you're ready to see the quiet signals most men overlook, let's dive in. 1. Stretching to reach items. When a woman stretches to reach something, that simple, seemingly innocent motion can say far more than words ever could. She knows what she's doing, even if she pretends not to. That arch of her back, the subtle lift of her arms, the effortless display of her curves, it's a dance between innocence and intention. Don't be fooled. This is where female psychology plays its finest game. It's not just about grabbing a mug off the top shelf. It's about creating a moment, a flash of attraction disguised as casual movement. In the world of psychology tricks, this one is as old as time, yet it still works like magic. The beauty of it lies in its subtlety. She doesn't have to say a word, yet she commands attention effortlessly. That's how to fall in love without even realizing it. A trick of the eyes, a whisper of body language, a spark that hits before logic catches up. You must understand this. When she stretches, she's not just moving, she's communicating. Her posture, her timing, the gentle sigh, all carefully wrapped in the charm of innocence. Be aware, Don't overanalyze, but don't ignore it either. This is female psychology in motion, soft, clever, and dangerously effective. Remember, attraction often hides in the smallest gestures. The way she moves, looks, or laughs, all part of the grand strategy of how to fall in love without ever saying, I want you. That is the silent art of seduction, one of the most fascinating psychology tricks of them all. 2. Asking for a lift is a favor. When she asks you for a lift, don't take it at face value. It's never just about a ride. It's often a carefully disguised excuse to spend time alone with you, without interruptions, without witnesses, without distractions. That's not coincidence. That's psychology. A car ride is one of the most underrated intimacy zones on earth. Why? Because it feels casual. It's not a date. It's not a commitment. It's just a favor. But behind that innocent request hides a subtle test, one that reveals your masculine energy. Don't miss this. When a woman sits in your passenger seat, she's entering your world, your music, your pace, your rhythm. The confined space of the car creates a quiet current of connection. There's no direct eye contact most of the time, which actually makes conversation flow easier. People open up when they're side by side, not face to face. She knows that, consciously or not. Be aware of the silence. Sometimes it speaks louder than words. That pause between songs? That's not awkward. That's tension, the good kind. The kind that makes her wonder if you're a high value man or just another guy desperate for approval. Don't rush to impress. Be calm. Be grounded. Be the driver who knows his direction, literally and figuratively. That's what attracts women. It's not about the car, it's about the control. The way you handle the road mirrors how you handle life. And when the ride ends, watch how she thanks you. Gratitude can be a doorway, soft words, a lingering smile, maybe a next time. That's not just appreciation, it's an invitation. Remember, a high value man doesn't chase validation, he creates gravity. That's masculine energy in motion. So, the next time she says, Can you give me a ride? Don't just hear the words. Hear the subtext. Because that's where seduction begins, not with the act, but with the intention behind it. 3. Unintentionally leaving an item with you. When she accidentally leaves her scarf or book at your place, don't be fooled. It's rarely an accident. It's strategy. It's psychology in motion. She's planting a bridge, a reason to return, a thread to keep the story alive. As Sun Tzu said, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. In this game of attraction, the battlefield is subtle, the moves delicate, but the intent is sharp. Her left behind item is not about forgetfulness, it's about connection. She knows that possession creates attachment and familiarity builds desire. When she returns to retrieve it, it's not just about the scarf, it's about her presence, her scent lingering, her energy reclaiming the space. You must see through the act. That is Old Stoic wisdom in practice, awareness without judgment, perception without entanglement. Don't be the man led by impulse. Be the man guided by clarity. Marcus Aurelius once said, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Apply that. Keep your iron mind steady. Recognize her intent, but control your reaction. That is how Stoicism wins, not by coldness, but by mastery. In modern life, where every interaction is layered with subtle games, you must stay grounded, decisive, and composed. Don't chase validation. Don't misread interest as destiny. Let's be clear, charm is a test, not a promise. Keep your balance, keep your focus. A true man of Stoic discipline knows when to lean in and when to step back. Remember, awareness is power, restraint is dominance, and the iron mind is your greatest weapon. Let Stoicism win again and again. 4. Choosing a shared umbrella. When a woman insists on sharing an umbrella with you, don't be fooled. It's not just about staying dry. That tiny space under the umbrella becomes her secret stage, where female psychology plays out with perfect subtlety. It's a classic move in the book of psychology tricks, designed to pull you closer, literally and emotionally. You feel her warmth brushing against you, her perfume mixing with the rain, and suddenly even the sound of droplets feels like background music in a scene that's no accident. That's right, she created it. Don't think it's coincidence. It's strategy wrapped in sweetness. The closeness feels innocent, almost natural, but that's the genius of how to fall in love. She makes it seem like you both just happen to end up there. Be aware of the way she tilts the umbrella just a bit your way, letting the rain threaten her shoulder, but never yours. Be alert when her laugh gets softer, her tone warmer, her eyes holding yours longer than they should. These aren't random moments. They're signals, soft, invisible threads pulling you in. She's not saying, I like you, but every move whispers it. Don't miss the message hiding behind the raindrops. That's female psychology at its most artful, charming, graceful, and deliberate. And you must admit, it works. Because before you realize it, your heartbeat matches the rhythm of the rain, and you're already lost in her spell, caught perfectly between logic and emotion, wondering if sharing that umbrella was fate or the smartest of all psychology tricks. If you found this insight eye-opening, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to understand these subtle psychology tricks, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into human behavior. Speech balloon comment to remember. I stay aware and confident. 5. Recommending romantic books or songs. Pay close attention, my friend. When a woman recommends a love story or sends you a romantic song, it's not just casual. It's strategy wrapped in sweetness. That's her way of saying, hey, notice what stirs my heart. Think about it. She could be sharing anything, a thriller, a podcast, a cooking video, but she picks romance. Why? Because she's opening a window into her emotional world. She's letting you peek at what moves her, what melts her. That's not coincidence, that's intent. Don't ignore it. Be alert. Be curious. Ask her, what do you love about that song? Or what did you feel in that story? When she talks, she's not just reviewing art, she's revealing her love language. Here's the real psychology trick. By seeing what she finds romantic, you discover how she wants to be seen. Maybe she dreams of slow dances and deep talks. Maybe she longs for someone who listens, really listens. Discussing that book or song later. That's her subtle way to test alignment, your views on love, affection, loyalty. She's checking. Are you a man who understands emotion or just another guy scrolling through life? Don't just nod along. Be present. Show her that masculine energy, calm, grounded, and confident. That's what a high-value man does. He doesn't get swept away by charm. He reads between the lines. Remember, a woman who sends you love songs isn't always confessing directly. Sometimes she's planting seeds. And if you want to attract women with grace and power, learn to catch those signals. Because in the dance of attraction, it's not the loudest move that wins, it's the quietest one that means the most. 6. Inquiring about your dream date. When a woman asks you about your dream date, don't mistake it for idle curiosity. That's no random question. That's a test, a move, a calculated play in the psychology of attraction. She's probing your emotional blueprint, decoding what excites you, what melts your defenses, what draws out your softer edges. Don't be fooled by her smile. Behind it is intention. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That's Old Stoic wisdom in action. Control your reactions. Observe, don't get swept away. When she inquires about your ideal date, she's not gathering trivia. She's preparing to mirror your fantasies, to become the embodiment of your desire. That's her silent strategy, her innocent-looking charm with a purpose. Remember, seduction is often not loud. It's subtle, it's layered, it's hidden beneath laughter and light conversation. You must see beyond the surface. Don't answer thoughtlessly, answer with intention. Reveal only what reflects your confidence, your composure, your iron mind. That's how a man wins, not by reacting, but by mastering himself. In modern life, where social media floods us with illusions and fast attention, the man who stays still inside, who embodies Stoicism becomes magnetic. He doesn't chase validation, he radiates power. When she tests you with questions, don't crumble into flattery. Stand tall in your essence. That is the mark of mastery. That is how you command presence without trying. Let her see that your dream date isn't about location or luxury. It's about connection, authenticity, and control of energy. You must lead with clarity, not emotion. Because the man who knows what he wants, who acts with purpose and restraint, becomes unforgettable. Remember, Old Stoic wisdom never fades. The man with an iron mind doesn't get seduced by words, he seduces with silence. That's how Stoicism wins every single time. 7. Sending photos by accident. The accidental photo, a move so classic it deserves its own chapter in female psychology. She sends a picture that's just right. Maybe she's in cozy pajamas, a soft smile, or something a little more daring. Then comes the quick recovery. Oops, wrong person. Don't kid yourself, my friend, that oops wasn't an accident. It was precision disguised as innocence. This is one of those psychology tricks that walks the fine line between curiosity and temptation. It gives her control while letting her test your response. If you take the bait and flirt back, she gets her confirmation. You're interested. If you don't, she retreats behind this safety net of plausible denial. That's genius, low risk, high reward. It's female psychology at work, not chaos, calculation. She's studying your reaction, reading your tone, your words, your emojis. Every haha or no worries is a data point in her emotional experiment. Don't be naive. Be aware. That's the game. That's how the dance begins. You must recognize the intention behind the act, not to judge it, but to understand it. Because understanding is power and power is attraction. In this modern world of instant messages and social media, a picture can say 1,000 things that words never dare. That's why you must stay composed. Don't rush. Don't stumble. Be calm, confident. A man who doesn't get thrown off by a digital spark. That's how you master psychology tricks and learn how to fall in love without losing control. Because true strength lies not in reacting but in reading, and when you can read her silent language, you win the game before it begins. 8. Asking for clothing advice. When a woman asks you, "What should I wear?" stop and think. That's not just an innocent fashion question. That's strategy dressed in silk. She's not after your fashion sense, she's after your focus. That's her subtle way of saying, "Notice me, imagine me." And whether you realize it or not, she just pulled you into her orbit. This is one of those clever psychological moves where curiosity becomes connection. When she sends two pictures, maybe one in a sleek black dress, another in something soft and playful, she's not testing the outfit, she's testing you. She's watching your reaction, feeling your energy, and deciding whether your response mirrors her attraction. Don't be naive. Be aware. Be composed. Be a high-value man. That is the moment when your masculine energy speaks louder than words. Don't drool, don't flatter, respond with calm confidence. Say something that shows taste and restraint, like, "That one suits your energy best." Because here's the truth, she doesn't want a stylist. She wants a man whose attention feels like power, not weakness. This playful request is her way of planting herself in your thoughts, making sure you see her not just as another woman, but as the woman. And when you play it right, when you respond with composure and not thirst, you attract women effortlessly, not through trying, but through mastery. It's a classic dance between curiosity and control. She gives you a peek, you give her presence. She flirts through question, you lead through energy. That's how a high-value man operates, steady, confident, unshaken. Because while she's inviting your eyes, what truly draws her in is your masculine energy, the kind that makes her feel both safe and intrigued. Remember this. She doesn't want to pick a dress. She wants to know if she picked your attention. If you understood this, you've already stepped into the mindset of a high-value man, calm, aware, and in control. Most men get tested and fail. You won't. Comment this with conviction. I lead with composure, not desire. 9. Creating a playlist just for you. When a woman creates a playlist just for you, don't overlook it. Music is never random. Every song, every lyric, Every rhythm is a whisper from her subconscious. When the melodies lean toward passion and desire, understand that it's not coincidence, it's communication. She's speaking through sound, revealing what words can't yet confess. Each song is a coded message, a mosaic of emotions stitched together by rhythm and feeling. That's how seduction works today, not always through touch or talk, but through shared experiences, small gestures, and soundtracks that pull you closer. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Apply that old Stoic wisdom here. Don't be blinded by charm. See with clarity. A man with an iron mind listens differently. He decodes, he observes, he wins. That is Stoicism win, reading beneath the surface, never reacting impulsively, mastering the game of psychology with calm authority. In modern life, where emotions hide behind playlists, texts, and stories, you must train your perception. Don't chase validation, let awareness be your edge. Recognize intent, understand patterns, but stay grounded. As Epictetus taught, we suffer not from events, but from our judgment of them. So judge wisely. When she sends that playlist, listen, but listen like a strategist, not a dreamer. Let the music move you, but never control you. Be the man who reads signals without losing composure, who feels deeply yet acts with discipline. That is power. That is mastery. That is the essence of Old Stoic wisdom, the code of the iron mind. 10. Inviting you for a walk. When a woman invites you for a walk, especially somewhere peaceful or beautifully lit by the evening sky, don't be fooled into thinking it's just about getting some steps in or enjoying the fresh air. That's not random. It's strategy wrapped in sweetness. In female psychology, this simple act is one of the oldest psychology tricks in the book. A walk gives her the perfect setting, quiet enough for closeness, open enough for subtle flirtation. Don't underestimate the power of a gentle stroll under the stars. It's not just movement, it's momentum. She's deliberately choosing a place where emotions can breathe and boundaries can blur. The soft rhythm of walking side by side creates a natural sense of connection. Your energies align without forcing anything. That's how to fall in love slowly, naturally, almost imperceptibly. She knows that when the world quiets down, words start to mean more, glances last longer, and laughter lingers like perfume. This isn't coincidence, it's calculated charm, a graceful play of timing and emotion. Be aware of how she positions herself beside you, how her voice softens, how she lets silence fill the air just enough for your heartbeat to echo in it. Don't mistake innocence for indifference. She's opening a door, but you must choose to walk through it. That is female psychology at its most subtle. Every step is an invitation, every smile a test, and every moment an unspoken signal. Don't ignore it. Recognize it. That's one of those quiet psychology tricks that can turn a casual walk into the beginning of something magnetic and unforgettable. 11. Offering to share her dessert. Gentlemen, never underestimate the power of a spoonful of tiramisu. When a woman offers you a bite of her dessert, it's not just about the cake, it's about connection. That small gesture, that tiny piece of cheesecake, carries a world of meaning beneath its sugary surface. Don't be fooled by the innocence of it. That offer to try a bite is a test, a signal, and sometimes an invitation. She's not just sharing calories, she's sharing comfort, curiosity, and a slice of her world. It's her way of saying, I trust you enough to cross this tiny boundary. And that, my friend, is where chemistry begins. The act of sharing food taps into ancient instincts. It's primal, intimate. When she leans in with that spoon, her eyes holding yours, that's masculine energy meeting feminine magnetism. The air changes. You feel it. A high-value man doesn't just grab the spoon. He reads the moment. He holds her gaze. He slows down time. Be aware. Be composed. That's the key. Because this isn't just dessert, it's dance. It's psychology. She's using softness to disarm your logic. Her innocent offer carries unspoken desire, and your response reveals your confidence. Don't act desperate. Don't fumble. Smile. Lean in just enough. Appreciate the playfulness, but stay centered in your power. Women are attracted to masculine energy that feels calm, grounded, and deliberate. That is how you attract women without saying a word, by staying the high value man who understands that even the simplest gesture can be an invitation written in sugar and charm. 12. Lightly grazing you while walking. When she walks beside you and her arm grazes yours, don't think it's random. Nothing in attraction is ever truly accidental. That light brush, that fleeting spark of contact, is her silent language, a test, a whisper from her subconscious saying, "Do you feel this too?" It's the psychology of proximity, the ancient game of touch disguised as coincidence. As the old Stoics taught, control your reaction and you control the outcome. You must understand, this is her way of breaking the invisible wall between you without saying a word. That's how attraction begins quietly, strategically, deliberately. In modern life, where most interactions are digital and distant, that tiny physical connection carries massive weight. It's rare, it's real, and it's loaded with intention. Don't overreact. Don't freeze. Be the calm center in the storm of emotion. Show restraint, because restraint breeds mystery. That is the essence of Old Stoic wisdom, mastering yourself before mastering the moment. The man with an iron mind doesn't chase validation, he lets the world come to him. When her touch lingers, let your energy speak louder than words. Hold your composure, stand tall, and let silence become your strength. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Apply that here. This is where Stoicism wins, not in suppressing emotion, but in ruling it. So next time her shoulder brushes yours, remember, she's testing the waters, and you must be the steady rock in the tide. That is confidence. That is control. And that is how a man of discipline turns fleeting contact into lasting attraction. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 13. Suggesting you try on a certain perfume or cologne. When a woman tells you to try on a certain perfume or cologne, don't think she's just being helpful. She's playing with one of the oldest psychology tricks in the book. This is about senses, proximity, and emotional connection. The moment she sprays that scent and leans in close to see how it smells, she's intentionally closing the space between you. That's not coincidence. That's female psychology in motion. She's engaging the sense most tied to memory and attraction. Studies show scent triggers emotions faster than words ever could. She knows that. Her goal isn't just to find your perfect fragrance, it's to create a moment you'll remember every time you catch that smell again. That is subtle seduction. Don't overlook it. When she breathes in, close enough that you can feel her presence, she's doing more than sniffing. She's syncing her rhythm with yours. She's inviting chemistry without saying a word. Be aware of that. Don't flinch. Don't break eye contact. Let her come close, but hold your frame. Confidence in such moments is magnetic. Women sense it instantly. This is how to fall in love, through small, sensory bonds that feel innocent but hit deep. She's testing how you handle closeness, how you react when the air between you thickens with subtle tension. Remember, scent is invisible yet unforgettable. So when she says, "You should wear this," she's not just talking about cologne. She's imagining how you'd feel beside her wearing it. That's the unspoken art of female psychology, where fragrance becomes flirtation and psychology tricks become emotional connection. Be the man who recognizes it, and you'll master not just attraction, but the unseen science of how to fall in love. 14. Playfully challenging you to a game. When a woman playfully challenges you to a game, don't be fooled. It's never just about winning or losing. It's a move wrapped in laughter, competition, and charm, but underneath it all, it's one of the oldest psychology tricks in the book. The game is the excuse, you're the focus. Whether it's a cheeky round of pool, a teasing card match, or a ridiculous game of Twister that conveniently places you inches apart, she's creating a safe space where attraction can spark without either of you saying a word. This is how women flirt while keeping it innocent. She's breaking the touch barrier, testing your energy, and measuring your confidence. A high value man doesn't miss that. He plays along but stays composed. He enjoys the moment but never loses his center. That is masculine energy in motion, steady, playful, powerful. When she laughs, bumps into you, or jokingly calls you out for cheating, don't take it lightly. Every playful jab, every accidental touch, is her way of saying, I like being around you. The fun is just the wrapping paper. What's underneath is emotional tension disguised as amusement. Be witty. Be grounded. Don't get overly competitive or flustered. Remember, you're not just playing a game, you're leading the dance. Women are drawn to men who can enjoy themselves without losing control. That calm confidence attracts women more than fancy words ever will. The way you handle small moments like these reveals everything: your composure, your awareness, your charm. So, next time she playfully challenges you, don't roll your eyes, smile. Step into it. Meet her energy with your masculine energy. Let her feel that quiet, grounded power that only a high value man carries. Because in the end, it's not about the game, it's about the chemistry that plays out between every move, every laugh, every glance. And that's the real victory. 15. Choosing couple activities as a joke. When a woman laughs and says something like, wouldn't it be hilarious if we went on a tandem bike ride like an old married couple? Stop and think. That's not just a joke, that's strategy disguised as humor. In Old Stoic wisdom, laughter often hides intention. She's testing emotional ground, checking if you'll step closer or retreat. It's her subtle way of saying, I want connection, but I won't risk rejection. That is female psychology at its finest: playful, cautious, yet purposeful. Don't dismiss it. Don't overanalyze it. Recognize the game beneath the giggle. She's giving you an opening, a moment where her guard drops behind a smile. The modern world complicates dating, social media masks emotion, and everyone pretends not to care. That's why this couple activity joke is powerful. It's lighthearted camouflage for genuine curiosity. And that's where your response matters. Be sharp. Be calm. A man with an iron mind doesn't chase validation. He observes. He understands. He leads. Show interest without attachment. If she jokes about being a pretend couple, play along with confidence, not desperation. Remember what Marcus Aurelius said: you have power over your mind, not outside events. That is the core of Stoicism. Win, control your reaction, and you control the outcome. Don't blush. Don't fumble. Smile and let your presence speak louder than your words. Because a woman tests not your wit, but your composure. The moment you handle her teasing with calm certainty, she feels your strength. That's attraction born from discipline, not flattery. That is victory. That is mastery. So next time she jokes about being your fake girlfriend, know this: she's not playing a game, she's inviting one. And if your mind is steady, your energy grounded, and your iron mind unshaken, then, my friend, Stoicism wins again. 16. Randomly sending a heart or a kiss emoji. In the modern world, where screens have replaced glances and texting has replaced whispers, even a tiny emoji can carry enormous meaning. When she suddenly sends you a heart or a kiss emoji, don't underestimate it. That's not random. That's strategy. It's one of those clever psychology tricks women use to test the waters without ever saying the words. She's sending warmth wrapped in pixels, a digital spark disguised as playfulness. It's her way of saying, I'm thinking about you, while pretending it's casual. That's female psychology in action: subtle, safe, but full of intention. Don't rush to overanalyze, but don't ignore it either. The heart emoji isn't just decoration, it's communication. It's emotion hidden in simplicity. It's curiosity in code. And yes, it's often the first step in how to fall in love in today's digital jungle. Be aware of the timing, the tone, and the pattern. When she sends it late at night or drops it after a joke, she's flirting in plain sight while keeping her pride intact. She wants to see if you catch on, if you'll mirror her energy. That's why your response matters. Don't react like every other guy. Be intentional. A simple, confident reply can turn casual texting into connection. But if you act needy or overly eager, the magic vanishes instantly. That's the beauty of female psychology. She's playing chess while most men are playing checkers. You must be alert, grounded, and genuine. Don't mistake her emoji for nothing. It's a signal, an invitation, a spark. Recognize the moment, but stay calm. That is confidence. That is awareness. In the world of modern attraction, sometimes how to fall in love begins not with a grand gesture, but with a single heart sent from her phone to yours, a digital whisper that says, your move. If you found this insight powerful, hit like, share it with someone who needs to understand the real meaning behind that heart emoji, and subscribe for more psychology secrets. Speech balloon comment to remember a heart emoji isn't random, it's strategy, curiosity, and invitation. 17. Picking a scary movie for movie night. Ah, but let's watch a scary movie classic, the oldest, most charming psychology trick in the flirtation handbook. Don't be naive. When she suggests a horror film, she isn't just after thrills from the screen. She's setting the stage for something far more instinctive, closeness. The dark room, the flickering light, the sudden jump scare, all perfectly designed to make her lean in, grab your arm, or curl up next to you. That's not fear, my friend, that's strategy. She's creating a moment where physical touch feels natural, not forced. That is female psychology at work, soft, clever, and disguised as coincidence. Be the calm in the chaos. A high value man doesn't jump at the first scream. He stays composed, steady, grounded. She's not just watching the movie, she's watching you. Every reaction is a silent signal. Do you flinch? Do you laugh it off? Do you offer comfort with quiet confidence? This is her way of measuring your masculine energy. She wants to feel safe in your presence, to know that you're the man who stays centered when the world shakes, even if it's just on Netflix. Don't overdo it. Don't turn it into a performance. Be subtle. Be present. Let your body language do the talking, relaxed shoulders, steady tone, warm smile. When she inches closer, don't pull away. Don't smother her either. Let the tension breathe. That is how you attract women without trying, by embodying calm power when she invites chaos. Remember, gentlemen, she's not testing your taste in movies. She's testing your composure. Every shiver, every laugh, every shared glance is a dance between safety and excitement. Handle it right, and she'll associate that thrill not with the monster on screen, but with you. That's the moment a high value man turns a movie night into magnetic connection, because true masculine energy doesn't chase fear, it transforms it into attraction. 18. Showing interest in astrology. When she suddenly starts talking about zodiac signs and compatibility, don't dismiss it as random chatter. That's not small talk, that's strategy. When she says, I'm a Scorpio and you're a Taurus, they say we're pretty compatible. She's not reading your horoscope, she's reading you. This is one of the oldest and most charming tools in female psychology, the art of curiosity disguised as conversation. She's opening a door without knocking too loudly, testing your energy, gauging your mindset. As Old Stoic wisdom teaches, perception shapes reality. She's creating a reality where closeness feels natural and destiny feels playful. Don't scoff at it. Don't act too logical. Engage with calm authority. Let her see that you have an iron mind, curious, but not carried away. Because this isn't about the stars, it's about emotional intelligence. In the modern world, where dating often feels mechanical, this astrological banter brings warmth back into the mix. It's her way of saying, tell me who you are, without the risk of direct vulnerability. A man with stoicism understands the balance. He listens, he smiles, he responds with wit and confidence. You must not mock her belief. You must master the moment. Show her that your strength doesn't lie in dismissing her playfulness, but in leading it. When she connects signs to personality traits, use that as an opportunity to express your grounded nature. Speak from clarity, not pride. That is the path of control. That is the discipline of a man who understands human behavior beyond surface talk. Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Remember that when she flirts through the stars. Don't get pulled into superstition. Let it become your stage. Be the calm, confident force that turns her curiosity into connection. That's how Old Stoic wisdom still conquers the modern dance of attraction. Because when your mind is steady, your presence unshakable, and your confidence subtle, even the universe seems to align, and that, my friend, is how Stoicism wins. 19. Dropping hints about being cold. When she says, "I'm feeling a little chilly," don't think she's just talking about the weather. That's not a temperature check, that's a psychology trick. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful moves in your instincts and your ability to respond like a man who understands how to fall in love begins with small gestures. That innocent line, paired with a glance in your direction, is her way of opening the door, softly, subtly, without losing her composure. She's inviting you to step into the role of warmth, comfort, and quiet strength. Don't miss it. Don't overthink it. Be the man who moves with confidence, not hesitation. Offering your jacket isn't just about being polite, it's symbolic. It says, "I notice you. I protect you. I lead." That's the silent language of attraction. In modern life, where everyone hides behind screens and fast replies, these little moments of human connection are rare and meaningful. When she drops that hint, she's not asking for fabric, she's asking for energy, reassurance, presence. It's her way of saying, "Can I trust you to take the lead?" You must rise to that moment with calm authority. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't tease her too long. Act, because action is what builds emotional magnetism. That is female psychology in motion, subtle cues that separate men who see from men who miss. Remember, women rarely say what they mean directly. They hint, they test, they invite. And if you understand the art of warmth, you'll see that "I'm cold" is never just about being cold. It's about seeing whether your presence makes her feel safe. That's the beginning of how to fall in love. Recognize it, respond to it, and let your quiet strength speak louder than words. As we wrap up our look at the innocent acts that women use to seduce you, remember this: psychology can reveal a lot about attraction, but real connection always comes from respect and understanding. So, if you notice these signs, don't just jump to conclusions. Take it slow, observe, and focus on genuine communication. That's where true attraction grows. Up next, you can check out the body language that women use to attract you, or explore how to respond to a girl flirting with you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights just like these. See you in the next one.